Here's another Xerxethon Extra against SexyMilotic, and I think pretty sure he was just coming off a game where he lost and was eliminated from the tournament, so his head might not be all there. And I remember like playing this game, I wasn't really paying too much attention to it either, so there might be some funky plays, there might not be, I don't remember. So he leads off with Scissor. I've got Tangrowth as usual. I'm expecting to take a U-turn fairly well, and then I should be able to get something asleep, like this thing, but a U-turns out, of course. So I should be able to get whatever comes in to sleep, and it's an Altaria, so it's not really something I want to sleep, but obviously he predicted that, and that's why he went to this thing. So I could go for sleep again, and in all honesty, I probably should have, but I just decided, you know what, let's go for Leech Seed, see what happens. And I don't want this thing setting up Swords Dances, so I'm reluctant to go for Protect, but I decided to anyway. Like I figured, well, let's just see, and he does go for Swords Dance. So that's really, really bad, to be honest. I'm not really sure if I'll be able to take a U-turn after this, because I did take slightly less than half, and I'm back up, to almost full, but not quite. So it's going to be really iffy whether I live this or not. It might depend on min-max. My Protect failed, so I don't even get to use a move, and I live at 8 hit points, which is incredible. I get to keep this guy around, and I get to, do something. His Will-O-Wisp from Infernape misses. Like, that's the second guy that's used Will-O-Wisp on Infernape. I didn't really think it would be that common. But it misses, and I get him to sleep. He would have slept anyway, it's just I would have died, and now, my Tangrowth, it's supposed to be dead by this point, so I'm just keeping it in here just because it's supposed to be dead, and it's going to keep causing havoc until it dies. Bullet Punch finally takes me out, but that's after I got an extra turn of Leech Seed on the Sizer. I don't know why I didn't Protect there, I probably should have, but I didn't. I guess I kind of expected him to switch. So I go to my Lucario next. This is actually only my second poke I've gone into. And I set up a sub as he went into Tangrowth, and I guess he wanted to put me to sleep, so he decides to switch out back into Altaria, which takes close combat, pretty well. It does a decent amount, but because I've still got my sub up, I'm going to go for another one, of course, just trying to maximize the amount of damage I can get on this thing. And actually get a crit, which kind of nice. It's going to enable me to kill it whenever I want, pretty much, as he just roared me out. I guess he didn't really expect Dragon Pulse to break a sub when, in all honesty, it probably would have. So I go to Arrow, and I'm just going to taunt it to make sure it can't roost, because I'm expecting Stone Edge to miss, because that's probably what it'll do. But I'm not expecting him to stick around if he's going to be taunted, so I'm just going to set up my rocks now. And I was just coming off a game against Han Solo where Sky attacking a Swampert pretty much won me the game, so I'm going to do it again, because, it worked once, why won't it work again? So it doesn't a disappointing amount, I want to say. Obviously, this is more physically defensive of a pert, and I want to say that should have done more, but his Surf takes me down. Arrow is very, very frail, so it's not really going to do a lot. And he predicts my switch nicely, goes for Stealth Rocks. Meh, they're up, they're just gonna stay there, it's no big deal. Toxic misses as I get up a DD, and because he was physically defensive, I'm just gonna stop where I'm at, go for a Meteor, see if I can maybe take it out. Probably not, but I went for it. You can't blame me for trying, and didn't quite do it, but that's okay. He gets his Citrus Berry, which takes him back up to a pretty good amount of hit points as he finally lands his Toxic. So I would love to go for another Meteor, but I also don't want it to miss. I would love to Outrage, but I don't think I've seen a Steel type, so the obvious choice is Waterfall at that point. And I managed to take it out, so maybe I should have Waterfalled the first time. I don't know. Didn't really matter. Just meant I got Toxic instead of not being Toxic when I should have been Toxic. I've already burned my White Herb, so I'm not going to be able to 2-hit KO this thing with Meteor, so I'm probably going to Meteor and then either Outrage or Switch, because I still don't know if he's got a Steel type. The Meteor does massive amounts to this Tangrowth. That really, really put a smile on my face. Giga Drain is going to do a fair chunk because I'm in Special Defense nature, but not too much. And Poison's starting to rack up. I'm starting to go low on hit points. It's just time to Outrage, but Protect. So that's going to put another turn of Poison on me, and I'm only going to get one more hit off. And I figure, you know what? I don't really care. I'm just going to kill this thing, get it out of there. And that should really open the door for Lucario, since Altaria is almost dead. His physical wall is now dead, so what else can you really have for Altaria? I'm just going to go to Arrow. I knew rocks were up. I'm just going to die because it was a double down. I want to see what he wants to bring in, and then I'll bring in an appropriate counter to it. And it's a good thing I did, because I probably would have went to Lucario if it weren't for, if it weren't for Arrow dying, and I would have lost it because he has a freaking a freaking Doug trio with Toxic. Obviously, 2-wave isn't going to work, so I have to Psychic it, and it's actually 2-hit KO because this thing is very, very frail. He goes for Earthquake there. I'm not sure why. I think he told me he expected a switch because he didn't think that my Cresselia would appreciate a Toxic, so he expected Lucario to come in, which a very intriguing play. So Sizer comes back in. I know I'm going to be faster than it because base speeds, and he's probably mostly attack. Probably got a lot of attack, and he'd have to have a ton of speed investment to outspeed Cresselia. So I get a 2-wave off on it, and now it's just I'm going to fire off Psychics until I die, because it's getting to the late game. I don't really need Cresselia anymore. Like his walls are gone, so why do I need my walls? Bug Bite, wow, it actually one-hit KO'd after +2, but because it's paralyzed, I'm going to be able to go to pretty much anything. If this Empoleon resists both of his stabs, and I can match his boosts, so he's really got nothing going for him right now. Unless he gets a crit Bug Bite, it's not really going to hurt too much, so I'm pretty much dancing around the crit right now, but no big deal. He just U-turns out. I set up my Aqua Ring, meh. It's paralyzed, it's not got a lot left, it's just done. In comes Altaria to pretty much just die to Stealth Rocks, because that's fine. I get my Aqua Ring, and in comes Infernape. It is asleep, so that's very handy. If he'd woken up that turn, it probably would have been... Well, I'm +2? I probably would... it's close. I might live, I might die, I don't know. Surf crits, probably didn't need it, takes it out. And all that's left is a paralyzed Sizer, so... good game. Sexy was very quick, very to the point. It wasn't stally as all hell, and I definitely appreciate that. So it sucks that he had to be eliminated. Well, at least he made top 8. That's definitely an accomplishment in of itself. So congrats to him on his success in this tournament, and you know, it was fun. It was fun. See you later.